Hello, you beautiful people. It's your boy, he's back, and it's time to go and cover some of the new cards that are coming out. So, over the next month, we are going to be getting some new releases. The movie event pretty much is over in the sense that there are no new releases. We may get some new banner types, but we're not going to get any more characters. So, it is Nagi, Rayo, and the two SSRs that we already have. Now, since there is no more, but the banner is going to go on to August, you do still have a whole month to try and claim all those cards. But in that same period, we are going to be getting some new releases. So I thought, let's make a video and cover off some of those new releases. If I was to open my trusted Google Chrome, you can see the next couple of cards that are going to be coming out. So the first this Friday will be this Nagi support card. Now, this Nagi support card I will go into a bit of detail with because it is an actual game-changing card. Now, if it wasn't for the SSR cards that we got through the movie, this would have been the most game-breaking card to come out. Now, in saying that, is it still a card that you want to be getting? And I'm going to say yes. This is on an initial sort of look, right? Of course, when it eventually does come out, we'll decide whether or not it is worth getting. But for now, I'm going to say yes. But what this card actually brings is a brand new mechanic to the game. It's going to make practice match bonuses very, very important. Randomly, you're going to be put into practice matches, which means it's going to take out the need to ever revenue. So you're never going to have to do a revenue match because these practice matches should be covering all your revenue gains. On top of that, you are going to be able to get a bunch of bonus stats. So if you make builds with practice match bonus at 100%, you're going to gain a bonus of almost 1,300 stats. That's just in the practice match alone. So this is additive to your current training, which is really nice. I mean, yes, we're hitting numbers like 200k at the upper echelons. So is this really going to make that much of a difference? Maybe. Very, very slight, if anything. But for you free-to-play and I guess the people that aren't hitting the 200ks at the moment, this is going to make a sizable difference. So this card is going to be something that's absolutely phenomenal. And the stats we're looking at, this shouldn't be the buff stats. I'm pretty sure this is the initial stats on this. And it is just a technique buff and an intel buff. So the card is mostly technique and intel based. So you're going to be able to get a 30% technical buff, a practice match bonus, as well as an intel buff, followed by another 60% practice match bonus. And lastly, you're going to get special training and lecture bonus. Now, is this crazy by any stretch of the imagination? And the answer is no. It's a pretty average card, but it's the mechanic that comes with it that makes it really, really solid. In terms of cards that you should be getting, you'll be getting a dribbling card in gold and then a blue mental image training. Then you'll get the same cards in black for level 65 and 100. So yes, it's a pretty cool card. Oh, and also, if we might as well cover the skill as well. So during a match, your technique and intel will be increased significantly. That is a skill that you are going to be getting, which is quite nice. Let's be real, it's quite nice. And it does partner up with a bunch of cards, as you can see. So, is it a card you should be getting? And the answer is, to me, yes. I'm going to say yes. I think that's a card that we should be getting for the most part. Of course, if you want to go and if you haven't maxed the SSRs already that are in the game, go and do that first. I think go and max the movie stuff first. The movie stuff is more important in my eyes. Again, this is my personal belief. When this card comes out on Friday, I'll be making extensive videos on it anyway. But if you've already maxed everything out, this could be the next card that you do pick up. Because in saying that, we're now going to sort of continue. This Eat card is not that great. I can't even remember if this... I'm pretty sure this is a free card. That is already given for free to us. And then you've got one-on-one strength, which is a really cool card. It's a really cool card. But I don't think it's like game-breaking by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think it's a card that you're going to particularly need to get. So I wouldn't go too crazy on it. And then I'm looking at Extremely Strong here, which is probably one of the first cards that are going to be decent again. Again, for those kick comps, this could be really solid. And we could just have a quick look. But if I'm not wrong, the stat distribution is a bit weird for this. So it does come with special lecture bonus 70%. I don't know if that's after a buff. And lecture rate 70%. Okay, if this card comes out with these numbers, so you get 70% training, lecture, and 70% bonus, this card could be baller. The fact that it also comes... Yeah, this has to be post-buff. So I'm sure pre-buff this card wasn't that good. But yeah, effectively, out of all the next support cards that are coming out, I think I'll Make It Fun is one of the best ones. So yeah, this Friday could be a bit interesting. Now, I'm sure a lot of you want to go cover characters as well. So we are going to just spend the next few minutes on characters. As you know, Tokimitsu has just come out. Tokimitsu, for us, most of us, is a skip. Most of us are going to skip him or just take a single copy for the collection. And, we'll probably get him passively over time, over a long, long period of time. It doesn't matter. He's not someone crazy. The next unit we should be getting is Keisuke Honda. Now, Honda should be a free unit. When I say free, I mean he'll be attached to events. And we should be able to grind him out for the most part outside of summoning. I mean, I think we still have to summon for him a little, but for the most part, we should be able to grind him out. Like the Mitoma event. So the next actual paid unit should be Borrow. So the Honda is a great kick support. Nothing too crazy, but a good kick support. This card would have been the game changer. It would have been the game changer if it wasn't for the way Rayo came out. This would have been our first black-red. We shouldn't have had a black-red prior to Borrow. So, Borrow being next Friday's release most likely, should be our black-red. We are going to get a black-red in kicking. So, that would probably be a black-red. And ultimately, he is a bit of a beast. He's an absolute beast. He's going to be coming out with some great stats and some great growth rates. Probably, if you're going for the kick comp, if you're going for a comp that's built around kicking, he's probably a must-have. In saying this now that we've got the Nagi card and the Nagi SSR, and there's a bunch of extra cards that we shouldn't have had till this date, it's sort of making Borrow almost skippable, which is quite sad, because he should have been a must-have, and now he's borderline skippable. The character coming after that is actually this Kunigami, so a V2 Kunigami, who, again, has almost become skippable because of the release of those characters. But, and again, he's a kick support and physical support, but if you had to pick the one between Borrow and Kunigami, the one you should probably whale out for is the Kunigami. I think the Kunigami is slightly better than the Borrow, as much as I love the King. So, if you're a Hyper Whale, you're most likely going to just get both of them, because why not? If you're a Semi Whale or a Dolphin, whatever you are, you're probably going to go a little harder on the Kunigami and just see what you can do with the Borrow, nothing crazy. But as a free-to-play, you're probably going to avoid both. You're going to avoid both because your gems are better used on the Rayo banner, so go and try and max Rayo as quickly as you can, and the Rayo SSR. So, right now, if you're free-to-play, the cards you should be maxing are the limited SSRs. I think going to grab the limited SSRs are going to give you the most power boost, so that should be your entire strategy. I mean, if you save gems to this point, the Rayo SSR is the one to go get. If you're saving gems still now, the Rayo SSR. But then, guys, I wouldn't drop all your gold now, all your gems now either, because I think starting Friday, we're going to start get some interesting banners. I think we're going to get some good value banners. So, again, just hold your gems, see what we get in terms of banners, because these base banners aren't the one. They're not the best payout, and I am convinced that we're going to get some better banners down the line. We do have a whole month, so don't rush. Now, the last unit I wanted to cover is Julian Loki. He is an integral part of the speed comp. When he hit Japan, he pretty much single-handedly changed a lot of the meta into a speed meta. He made speed pretty much a thing. Outside of him, speed wasn't a thing at the time. Of course, now we have Rayo, life's a bit different. We already have a bit of a speed meta forming, and I think Loki is going to be a big part of, propelling that to the next level. He is, again, a speed unit, so alongside Shigiri, alongside Rayo, he is going to sit pretty much perfectly. Him, Zantetsu, etc. So we're going to have, I guess, that missing piece that speed really, needs to go completely crazy. And his cards are going to be pretty fantastic. As you can see, he should have a 3-piece speed set. So I'm assuming that's going to be gold, blue, and then black. And then he'll have 1 piece of physical, which, again, absolutely fine. In terms of rates, I can see him having the lecture bonus. I can see him having pretty much the stats you see before you. And again, these have been buffed for JP. But I think JP mostly buffed the cards rather than the stats. But for the most part, I can see him having the 70% bonus. And I think he's going to be a very, very solid character. Again, we're looking at a card that's not going to come out for another month and a half-ish. At least another 6 weeks. 7 weeks, potentially. So maybe you skip these two and you go straight for the Loki. I mean, he's the first of the World 5. The World 5 are mostly pretty good. Yeah, I think you'll find a lot of people are going to skip Kunigami, they're going to skip Morrow, and they're going to go straight for Loki. But, it is what it is. So, guys, in terms of support cards, as I said, I think the ones that we're going to be going for is the Nagi one, and then maybe the Loki one down the line. Again, we'll still review all the other ones. Maybe we go for the Loki one. I haven't actually done too much research on the Loki card. I can't imagine it being terrible. It's probably quite decent. But I think up until Julian Loki comes out, I'm probably not going to be summoning much. I'm going to try and max my limited SSR, then argue one, and then I'm pretty much done until this Loki comes out. So that's personally where I'm going to be taking it. I'll be curious to see how you guys are feeling about the next units and where you want to take it. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below who you're going to be summoning for, who you think is worth getting. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Peace.